everyone, welcome back to my channel. I actually have a treat for you guys. It's PayPal Patty, and he has Earl on the phone. News Now Houston, I believe it was. Anyways, yeah, the gross pedo that is doing prison time, who thinks that he can appeal after appeal after appeal, but he's already been found guilty. Nothing is going to change, and I hope he rots in his cell. He's disgusting. He needs to be in prison. I hope he never comes out. At least his children and everybody else's children will be safe that way. At least from him. Anyways, hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so PayPal Patty does a little phone/interview conversation with this gross piece of shit right here. And, well, this is how it goes.
Okay, David, you're live.
All right. Finally. So, for everybody that's been waiting to hear from me, I apologize that it's taken so long, but it's, I have to coordinate with Patrick or Justin to get the word out. So, let's see, where to begin? So, first off, everybody, I got some letters. I've already been to TDC. And I was brought back on a bench warrant for my appeal. And for everybody that wrote me letters, I got several letters from people when I was at TDC, but I could not bring them back with me, so I didn't get to save your addresses. So what I'm going to have you do is Justin is going to take letters into his P.O. box for me, and then wherever I am, Justin will send them to me. And I've had people ask about ordering magazines for me or books. Again, coordinate with Justin on that. Justin Pulliam. Patrick will put a link to his email in the description for this video when he gets a minute. So a lot of people are asking what went wrong with my trial. You know, we had a hung jury.
Why would anybody want to send him anything? Remember, people, what he is in there for. Okay? Let's look at the real victim here. Since Earl wants to call himself the victim, let's look at the real victim is his 14-year-old daughter. Okay? Let's just remember that. Why are you people, and I'm not talking to my subscriber, I'm talking about the people that actually are sending him stuff and who actually care, unless there is nobody and they're just pretending like people give a shit. Why are you helping make prison time comfortable for this person? Take a minute and think, if it was your child that he did that to, would you be coddling him? I would hope not. Anybody who supports this person is no better than him. Anybody who supports this person supports what he's done.
The first night, and the next day that changed. Well, what went wrong was jury tampering. Basically, the trolls showed up with that certain lady that's been stalking me for the last 4 years, who's been saying she was going to interfere with the jury. And the night before the trial, she sent me a text message saying, that she was going to indicate that she was going to tamper with the jury. And the DA fought sequestering the jury. So the jury was actually walked right by her several times, and she had the opportunity to mess with them then. And after we let everybody go at night, when she...
Stop it. Just stop it. You did what you did to your daughter. That's why you're in there. No other reason. No lady went and tampered with the jury, with evidence, or anything like that. You did what you did to your daughter. Now, I understand that he's never going to admit to it because he's not a man. Then again, a man wouldn't do that to their daughter. So I wouldn't expect him to admit to it. But that just shows what kind of person he is. He's not a man. He's disgusting. He is the lowest parasite known to earth to have done what he did to his own daughter. And now he wants to sit here and lie and pretend he's the freaking victim? No, the only thing that he's going to be is somebody's lunch in prison. And even then, he won't be a victim still. There is nothing that they can do to him that will never equal what he did to his daughter.
Walking back when they were walking to their cars, she had an opportunity to get to them. We raised this issue as part of an appeal, and the judge didn't follow the law. He completely ignored the law, and all he wanted to talk about was...
No, the judge followed the law, and the judge knew exactly what you were doing. And the judge knew that you were full of shit. That's why your appeal was denied. And every appeal you do, I pray it's denied. And I hope you rot in there. I hope you rot. I hope the last thing you see is those cell walls.
My jury. When in fact, my jury has nothing to do with what the law says he has to measure, the prong test that he has to use to assess jury tampering. So he failed to do his job, and so now we're on appeal to the Texas Appeals Court. And it takes 8 to 12 months.
Wait, the judge failed to do his job? Let's talk about your job as a father. You failed to protect your daughter. You failed to protect your daughter from predators. You failed to protect your daughter from the disgusting pieces of shit of this planet. You failed as a human being because you were that disgusting piece of shit that violated your own child. So don't talk about the judge failed at their job. The judge did his job, or her job, whoever the judge was. They did their job, and they put you behind bars where you belong, out of reach of your children and anybody else's children that you could hurt.
You're back on that. So I've been sitting in the Harris County Jail. That's where I'm at now, and I'm waiting to go back to DEC, where I will wait to hear on that appeal, which we expect will be granted. That'll give me a new trial, and this time the jury will be sequestered. Because without jury tampering, we do not believe they can get a guilty verdict. I mean, I'll give you one example of something from the trial. My niece, who I'm not very close to, is very close to this daughter. My daughter, when asked about her, described her as her best friend, her soulmate, said they have no secrets and that they don't lie to each other. When I was arrested, that niece asked my daughter, was it true? Her allegation is true. And she told her, no, absolutely not. Well, my niece wrote an affidavit and she came and testified. That's just one example. You can get with Justin Pulliam.
What example? Your niece went up there and admitted that your daughter and her are best friends, soulmates. She said that what your daughter said was true. Now you want to make up some bullshit lie and say that your niece is lying? It doesn't matter if you're close to your niece or not. Whoever the sibling was smart to keep their children away from you. Unfortunately, your child was within your reach. Again, instead of taking responsibility for his disgusting actions, now he's going to blame his niece? Victim. You are not a victim. The only victim is your daughter. But this low-life piece of shit is going to put it off on now his niece? But according to him, his daughter is also a liar. And guess what, PayPal Patty? Since you want to stay with this scum of the earth and keep protecting him and sticking up for him, you are no better than him. And I pray that your ex doesn't let you anywhere near your child.
Or John Gray, both of them were present at the trial, and I'm not going to speak for them, but let them tell you what their opinions were based on the testimony they heard. They had no preconceived notions, and they have no axe to grind in this. So,
for everyone who is watching, if you're wondering, yes, this is David, News Now Houston, News Now Community. So if you have any questions or concerns, I've gotten a lot of comments about where's David, how's David, what's his status. This is why we got him on the phone, so he can explain to you guys what he's going through, where he's at, and all that. So
Yeah, the trolls, have been saying what they say all along. Oh, you're guilty, you're guilty, you're guilty. You know, well, if I'm so guilty, why not let me have my fair trial? That is all I've asked for. I've not.
You had a fair trial. Just because you don't think it was a fair trial does not make it an unfair trial. You are not a man. You're a whiny little bitch boy who did what he did and wants to weasel his way out of it. That's the only reason why you're sitting here whining and crying now. You didn't think you'd get caught. You thought your daughter would lie for you. Guess what? I'm glad she didn't.
Ask anybody to side with me or sympathize with me. All I asked was that I have an open and fair trial, and I encourage people to come to that trial, not to tamper with the jury for themselves.
Well, the jury was tampered with. We know that.
Yes. There's no doubt about whether the jury was tampered with. One of the jurors himself has it.
Are you serious, PayPal Patty? You are literally going to sit here and say that the jury was tampered with? Here's the thing. You have no credibility either. I mean, should I dig out the video of you beating your wife? You're a wife beater, and he is what he is. And I can't say that because YouTube will strike me. But we all know what Earl is. We all know. He's been convicted of it. Now he's trying to weasel his way out of it with appeal after appeal. No judge is going to appeal him. No judge is going to give that to him. I hope not. And if they do, I hope they continue to keep him behind bars. PayPal Patty, you are no better than him. You are just as much scum as he is. Now you've snagged some rich little girls, or actually, you've snagged a little girl whose parents are rich, and now you're sucking them dry. That's why you haven't been out doing videos. The stipulation is probably that you stay out of jail, and they'll keep shoveling money towards you. You're disgusting like he is. But you like to play the victim as well.
Somebody handed him a note, and they were tampered with. So, I've had nothing to hide throughout this. The only thing I have said is that I asked if anybody was see the evidence for yourself and let me have a fair trial. Well, the trolls couldn't do that. They couldn't have me, be found not guilty or have a hung jury. That would be...
Literally, stop blaming us. Trolls had nothing to do with it. Okay? You committed the crime. You committed the disgusting act on your daughter. Now you want to play the victim? The only thing disgusting here is you. We didn't do anything. We could literally sit here and say whatever we want. That doesn't mean that we're forcing the jury to make their decision. The jury was there. They listened to everything. They saw all the evidence. They listened to everybody giving their statements. They made their decision on their own. And then the judge followed up on it. We had nothing to do with it. You did. Your actions did. Your actions bought you your prize of prison. You're the only one to blame. Stop blaming everybody else. And this is a problem with frauditors. This is a big problem with frauditors. Is they want to blame everybody else for their shit. Most of them go out and harass police because they blame the police for them getting caught with their criminal activity. They'll never take accountability for their shit. Look at Ass Elmo. He does it. He blames the police for him getting caught. Kidnapping his ex, holding his ex against her will, assaulting her in a sexual way, and domestic violence. But yet he blames the police for that. PayPal Patty, same thing. Beat his wife. But, hey, he wants to blame us for that one, and his wife. They're all victims. They have the victim mentality because none of them are men. They're children who have never mentally grown up. They were never raised properly. Or they were raised to believe that they were always a victim. And that's how they grew up. Some of them just believe they're a victim because they're disgusting as it is. There's certain words I want to use, but I'm not going to. So if I pause and change what word I was about to use, it's a good thing. But this is a problem with frauditors. 90% of them have lengthy criminal records. 90% of them go out and do what they do because they blame everyone from the police, the judges, all the way down to society for them having to be held accountable for their own actions. They'll never take responsibility. They want to blame everybody else. And that's exactly what Earl's doing right now. It's exactly what he's doing. He's playing victim. He wants to blame now us for the reason why he was found guilty and given a prison sentence the way he was. It's the troll's fault. Screw you. Screw you and your mentality of bullshit, thinking that you could do whatever you want and get away with it. Because this time you didn't get away with it. And I hope you never get away with it. And I hope you are forced to stay in prison. And like I said, I hope the last thing you see is those prison walls.
Unacceptable to them, because that doesn't get out of the way. The bootlickers got to have their way. And they don't care if they deny a man justice. And the Harris County District Attorney knows that the jury was tampered with.
This has nothing to do with you getting justice. Well, actually, it does. You got your daughter was given justice. This has nothing to do with how you feel and how you're going to whine and cry and complain that you have to spend so many years in prison. This has to do with your daughter, who was extremely, horribly violated by your disgusting hands. That's what this is about. Your daughter. But no, you've got to make it about you. You're a selfish sack of shit. This is about your daughter. She's the only victim in this. Unless there were other victims we don't know about. She's the actual victim, not you. You sit there and cry. I hope that's all you do. I hope you cry every day for the rest of your life in prison. Wishing you could be out there with your stupid little phone, recording people and harassing them. Because that's all you did. What did you give to society? What did you give to mankind, period? Nothing. But you managed to hurt a 14-year-old girl. So you are where you belong.
And still refuses to allow me to have a new trial. And again, in a new trial, only thing I'm asking is for a fair trial. That's all I've asked for. And the DA is, of course, fighting it.
Guess what your daughter asked for? She asked for a good life. She asked for a safe life. She asked for a life where she wasn't abused and violated by anyone. And who did she look to for that protection? Her father. You. You were the one that was supposed to protect her. What she didn't know is that her protector was the one violating her. The one that should have been protecting her from other people, she needed protecting from him.
Because they know they can't win a fair trial. As a matter of fact, before the whole thing of the jury tampering came out, when the jury reached a verdict, the DA and the judge, they both told my lawyer and said, yeah, this is going to be a not guilty. We know that this is going to be. And when the jurors came back guilty, I mean, it was silence in the courtroom for 10, 15 seconds. The judge couldn't believe it. The DA couldn't believe it. We certainly couldn't believe it. But after the fact, we understood what occurred. But it is what it is. I'm not crying about it. The good news is
You're not crying about it? Really? For the last 6 minutes and 43 seconds, that's all you've done is cry. About, I didn't get a fair trial. My niece lied. The trolls went and tampered with the jury. This is not fair. Oh my God. No. You got a fair trial. You were heard. The witnesses were heard. And the victim was heard. And you got what you deserved.
It puts me in a place where a lot of people don't know their rights. And so I have the opportunity to educate people about their rights, and that's been a very positive thing
You're educating people's rights in jail? Oh, I can't wait till you actually go back to TDCJ. Can't wait. Literally. You try and educate any of them on their rights, and they'll be educating you. That I know. If I was you, I would stay in the corner somewhere. I do know that within TDCJ, they separate the SOs, which are sex offenders, from general population usually, depending on the crime. Usually the SOs are in their own area, like a building or a pod or a dorm. They do that for the safety of the SOs. Now, I'm not about violence. I don't want to see anybody get hurt or anything like that. But most of these people act like him. They think they've done nothing wrong. They are the victim. Let them out in general population. Why are you protecting them? Why? Let them in general population. That's all I have to say about that.
So did you already go?
Harris County. Here in Harris County, I'm lucky. I have family and friends that come and see me, and that's been a positive for me as well. I think the biggest negative that has occurred in all of this has been for most of you won't know this. Patrick knows it, and a few other people that are close to me know it. But they sent me to a unit that was basically falling apart. And they couldn't cook food in the kitchen. They were on the verge of closing the unit down. It was so bad. And then I was brought back on a bench warrant, but I was on that.
Yeah, see, I personally know of the units here in Texas. My husband's a minister. He preaches at the units in Texas. A lot of the buildings are not in the greatest shape, but they're not the way he just said. At all. He's lying. He wants people to feel even more sorry for him because he's put in a unit that is what he says falling to the ground where you can't even cook in it. Guess what? Prisons were not made to be the Hilton. You're not supposed to be comfortable. It's a punishment. Deal with it because you put yourself there. But I can tell you there are, yes, a few units in the state that could use some work. But they're not what he's saying. He's lying to get sympathy. That's all there is to that.
5 days, and I dropped 15 pounds in 5 days, and that triggered a cardiac event. Basically, I died. They were able to revive me, and I spent a week in cardiac intensive care unit there in Abilene. And so now I'm taking heart pills. I've never had any kind of heart condition in my life, but I've always been healthy. But now for the rest of my life, I'll take these heart pills and have that looming over my shoulder.
More shit to make people feel sorry for him. So now he's saying because he couldn't cook or whatever, he lost 15 pounds that created a heart attack and that he died. Hey, prison food's not the best, and I can be the first one to say that when they cut a budget here in Texas, the first thing they cut is the food costs. I know it sucks. I will agree with that. That the first thing they go after is food. They cut the food budget for the prisons. But there is a thing called commissary, and that's where most of the inmates get their food from. Sounds to me like nobody wants to fund his commissary. Nobody wants to put money in his trust. I wonder why. That's his problem. That's his fault. Maybe he shouldn't have done what he did to his daughter and he wouldn't be in there. Everything that happens to him is at his own doing. But he wants to blame everybody else, of course, because he's a victim.
What were you going to ask me, Patrick?
damn, there's so many things I was going to ask you to see if you... Did you tell him about... oh, I know I was going to ask you. Did you tell him about the appeal status that your lawyer has filed the appeal? That
the appeal was filed in February. And
it's gonna take a minute, you know. Guys, if you're wondering. 8
to 12 months to hear back from the Court of Appeals.
8 to 12 months.
It's a very slow process. But again, the judge completely ignored the law, and so we expect that the appeal will be granted, and that will give him time.
The judge did not ignore the law. The judge went by the law, and I hope your appeal is denied.
And another thing. So if your appeal is granted, for everyone who is wondering, if his appeal is granted, the trial will start from zero, and he will be given a bond to bond out. So it'll be like he was, the trial's starting over. So if he's granted the appeal,
it all resets to zero. They reinstate my bond or set a new bond, on how long it's been. And I have to go hire a new lawyer, and it all starts from scratch.
And he will be out, released on bond.
I should be out on bond, yes.
You don't know that. And I really hope that if they do grant this appeal, that he's not given a bond. He's a flight risk. He's already been to prison. He's not wanting to go back. He will leave. It doesn't take that long to get to Mexico from Texas. And I'm pretty sure he would run. He knows he's guilty. He knows that.
And if that fails, well, the next step is a writ of habeas corpus. But, I'm very lucky. I have a very competent and well thought of appeals lawyer. And, while they can never guarantee you anything, we are confident and pretty certain that the appeal will be granted. And like I said, in the meantime, I'm just making the most of it and educating people about their rights, which is...
What are you educating them their rights on? You do realize that once you end up in prison, most of your rights are taken. So what exactly are you trying to teach them? You don't even know the Constitution yourself. You don't know the laws yourself. How can you educate anybody? And why would anybody take any education on the law from you after what you did to your daughter? Because according to you, the way you're talking right here, you should be able to do that and get away with it. That it should be okay. That it's okay to victimize your 14-year-old daughter. That you should be allowed to do it. That's all I'm hearing from you. That's the only whining I'm getting.
A sorely needed thing in here. And, I have a lot of... Okay, we got 1 minute left. That's going to be it, Patrick.
We got 1 minute left, guys.
Yeah, so we'll do this again.
I mean, there's a lot more to say. Hey, one more question before you go. Does your girlfriend does she still have access to your Cash App or your PayPal?
Does who? What?
Does your wife, your girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
Okay, your friend. If I put in your friend's PayPal, or do you want me to use hers, or do you want me to use yours for people who want to help you?
No. Send everything to Justin William, and he will coordinate. If you want to order magazines or books for me, he'll coordinate all that.
Okay, so you
send everything to Justin William.
Justin's PayPal or Cash App?
Yes, just mark it for David.
Okay. All right, guys. So for anyone who wants to,
using Securus.
All right, see you later, David. Oh, there he goes. He's gone. All right, so for anyone who wants to support David or send him a little money for commissary or help out with the appeal I believe was like 50 or 70,000. I'm not sure. He's going through a hard time right now, and I'd like to see him get all the help that he can. I will link, I guess, Justin Pulliam's PayPal and Justin Pulliam's Cash.
You're disgusting, PayPal Patty. I mean, is this the only friend you have left in the world? Is that why you are so far up his ass and trying to help him out like this? I mean, obviously, he is the only friend you have left. Because this is gross. We all knew that you had issues, but to support this person after what he did and was found guilty of, you're still supporting him, and there's still people in your chat that at least, you know. Yeah, I'm not even going to finish playing what PayPal Patty has to say. It's all bullshit anyways. Yeah, so he put in an appeal. Of course, it could take 8 to 12 months for the appeal to be approved or denied, and I hope it's denied. He's playing victim. He's whining and crying because he got caught and his daughter got justice. He doesn't care about his children. He only cares about himself. That's it. He's disgusting. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know how anybody would, listening to this piece of shit talk and whine and claim that he's a victim. But I will see you in the next video. Take care. Be safe. I love each and every one of you.